Good evening. Tonight we bring you coverage of an event that has shaken the nation and left millions searching for answers. Today the United States experienced a nationwide aviation shutdown, an event not seen since September 11, 2001. Airports across the country fell silent as flights were abruptly canceled. For hours, every commercial and private aircraft was ordered to land immediately, leaving the skies eerily silent and runways crowded with grounded planes. The trigger, a major security scare at Ted Stevens Anchorage International Airport in Alaska, sent shockwaves through the aviation system. What began as a local alert escalated rapidly, forcing federal authorities to ground over 5,000 planes in a matter of minutes. The move stranded millions of passengers, disrupted businesses large and small, and sent shockwaves across the country, affecting families and workers everywhere. Tonight, we'll take you inside this extraordinary story. What happened in Anchorage, how officials responded, and what it meant for travelers everywhere from coast to coast. We'll hear from those who made the critical decisions in the heat of the moment and from people caught in the chaos whose plans and lives were suddenly put on hold. The economic and social costs are still being counted, but the impact is undeniable, with ripple effects expected to last for weeks. Our correspondents are on the ground nationwide, bringing you the latest updates and first-hand accounts. We'll examine the security protocols tested today and how agencies responded under pressure. And we'll ask, are we truly prepared for modern threats, both physical and digital, that challenge our safety? Was this an overreaction or a necessary precaution to protect the public? These are questions that will be debated for days as the nation seeks answers and accountability. But tonight, our goal is to bring you the facts as we know them, cutting through speculation and rumor. In a moment of uncertainty, we aim to provide clarity, guidance, and the latest verified information. Stay with us as we break down this unprecedented day, step by step, and explore its far-reaching consequences. The story begins in Anchorage, where a single incident set off a chain reaction across the nation. Just before 9 a.m. Eastern, the FAA issued a sweeping and unprecedented order that would change the course of the day for millions of Americans. All flights in the U.S. were instructed to land at the nearest available airport. No exceptions, no delays, no matter the destination. The last time such a drastic measure was taken was on September 11th, a day etched in the nation's memory. Instantly, the familiar hum of air travel vanished, replaced by an eerie, unsettling silence that blanketed airports across the country. Air traffic controllers, trained for routine and crisis alike, shifted focus to guiding thousands of planes safely to the ground, coordinating a massive, synchronized effort. Pilots calmly informed passengers of the unprecedented shutdown, working to maintain order and reassure everyone at 30,000 feet, even as uncertainty loomed. On the ground, airports quickly transformed into makeshift shelters for tens of thousands of stranded travelers, many of whom had nowhere else to go. Staff scrambled to manage swelling crowds, provide scarce information, and offer comfort to those caught in the chaos, often with limited resources. The shutdown exposed not only our deep reliance on aviation, but also the fragility of the interconnected systems that keep our world moving. Business meetings were missed, long-awaited vacations postponed, families separated, millions of lives were suddenly and unexpectedly affected. The economic toll is staggering with ripple effects across industries, but the psychological impact, the anxiety, the uncertainty may be even greater. For a day, the nation collectively held its breath, glued to news updates, waiting for any sign that the skies would be safe again. The shutdown was a stark reminder of how quickly normal life can be upended, and how vulnerable our routines truly are. As the skies emptied, the entire country watched and waited, searching for answers and reassurance. The question on everyone's mind, what threat could possibly justify such a drastic and far-reaching move? To grasp today's events, we must understand the evolution of aviation security. After a wave of hijackings in the 1970s, metal detectors and X-ray scanners became standard. The attacks of September 11th exposed deep vulnerabilities, leading to the creation of the TSA and sweeping changes in airport security. Reinforced cockpit doors, air marshals, and stricter screening became the norm. New threats, liquid explosives, shoe bombs, prompted even tighter measures. Security is now a layered system, designed to catch threats at multiple points. Today's incident in Anchorage must be seen through this lens. Every decision is shaped by the memory of past tragedies. Officials chose caution over risk, grounding planes to prevent disaster. The disruption was immense, but for security planners, it's a price worth paying. The lesson: aviation security is a constant battle and the stakes are always high. Every new threat forces us to adapt. Today was another test. The crisis began at Ted Stevens Anchorage International Airport, a vital global cargo hub. At 4:30 a.m. local time, a credible, sophisticated threat was detected. An alert TSA supervisor noticed suspicious activity among airport employees with secure access. Immediate lockdowns followed as airport police and FBI agents responded. The threat: a plot to introduce dangerous materials onto multiple flights, exploiting insider knowledge. Several individuals were detained and questioned. FBI Special Agent Maria Flores credited the supervisor's vigilance with averting catastrophe. The airport remains under intense security sweeps, all flights canceled. Passengers and crew were moved to secure areas, waiting for hours with little information. This incident shows how a single breach at a remote airport can ripple across the globe. The response was swift, but the investigation is far from over. Anchorage became the epicenter of a national emergency. The world watched as events unfolded. Here's how the crisis unfolded: Eastern Time, 8:30 a.m. A TSA supervisor in Anchorage reports suspicious activity in a secure baggage area. The area is locked down, federal agents begin investigating. By 8:45, evidence points to a coordinated plot, possibly involving multiple airports. Intelligence is relayed to national command centers in Washington, D.C. Top officials realize the threat is nationwide. At 9:00, the FAA, backed by Homeland Security, orders a nationwide ground stop. Over 5,000 aircraft are told to land immediately. The goal: clear the skies and ensure no compromised planes remain airborne. For 3 hours, U.S. airspace is nearly empty. At noon, after security sweeps and intelligence reviews, the ground stop is lifted. But the system is snarled. Delays and backlogs will last for days. The ripple effects are massive. The nation's aviation system faces its greatest test in decades. Grounding every plane unleashed economic and social chaos. Airlines lost hundreds of millions in hours. Planes idle, crews grounded, costs mounting. Air cargo halted, disrupting supply chains and delaying critical shipments from medicine to electronics. The Anchorage hub's shutdown rippled through global logistics. The full economic impact will take weeks to tally. Socially, millions faced sudden upheaval. Missed weddings, interviews, family emergencies. Airports became scenes of confusion and frustration. People were separated from luggage, unsure when they'd travel again. The psychological toll was real, reviving memories of past crises. Consumer confidence in air travel took a hit. The shutdown forced a national pause, highlighting the tension between freedom and security. For many, it was a day of helplessness and anxiety. The event exposed vulnerabilities in our just-in-time economy. The cost was more than financial, it was deeply personal. The nation will feel these effects for weeks. Recovery will be slow. We sat down with Dr. Evelyn Reed, a leading aviation security analyst and former Department of Homeland Security official, to gain insight into the recent incident that has put airport security under intense scrutiny. She described the response as textbook, the kind of swift, coordinated action required when facing a credible, organized insider threat within the aviation system. When insiders are involved, you must always assume the worst-case scenario, Dr. Reed emphasized, highlighting the unique risks posed by those with privileged access. Now the focus is shifting toward more rigorous vetting and continuous monitoring of airport employees who have access to secure and sensitive areas. For years we've concentrated on screening passengers, but the back of the house, the employees and contractors behind the scenes, remains a significant vulnerability, she warned. This incident will undoubtedly force a comprehensive reevaluation of how employees are screened, monitored, and how surveillance is conducted throughout airport operations. Dr. Reed strongly advocates for improved real-time monitoring and more robust intelligence sharing between agencies and airport authorities. We can't afford to rely on luck or just one alert supervisor. Our systems must be able to connect the dots quickly and efficiently to prevent threats before they escalate, she said. This event served as a real-world stress test for the entire U.S. aviation security apparatus, exposing both strengths and weaknesses. It demonstrated that while the system can act decisively in a crisis, it also revealed critical gaps that must be addressed to prevent future incidents. In the coming months, expect to see new regulations, more thorough background checks, and a heightened focus on securing non-public airport areas. The key lesson is clear. Security measures must continuously evolve and adapt as new threats emerge and tactics change. The aftermath of this incident will undoubtedly bring significant changes and reforms to the aviation industry. Ultimately, the goal remains the same: to ensure safer skies for everyone, from passengers to crew. The ongoing challenge is to strike the right balance, maintaining the highest security standards while ensuring efficiency and a smooth travel experience for all. As the crisis eased, top officials reassured the public. The president confirmed the threat was contained and praised the swift, coordinated response. "The system worked as it should," he said. Homeland Security credited the alert TSA supervisor and urged continued vigilance. "See something, say something" proved vital today. The FAA administrator explained the complexity of restarting air travel and asked for patience. Delays and cancellations will continue, but safety remains the top priority. State and local leaders echoed calls for calm and cooperation. The unified message: the threat was real, the response necessary, and the system held firm. Focus now shifts to recovery and investigation. Restoring public confidence is the next challenge. As flights resume and schedules untangle, the nation reflects on a day of upheaval. The Anchorage incident was a costly drill, exposing the insider threat as a major vulnerability. Expect renewed focus on securing non-public airport areas, stricter background checks, new technologies, and better surveillance. The debate: how to enhance security without crippling operations or infringing on privacy. For travelers, the lesson is clear: security is everyone's responsibility. Vigilance and professionalism are our best defense. Delays and frustration are real, but safety is paramount. Tonight the skies are busy again, but the sense of vulnerability lingers. The challenge: turn today's lessons into lasting improvements. Stay informed as the story develops. For NBC News, I'm Lester Holt. Good night.